Hello everybody, getting ready to do lesson 8.5 of Algebra 1 Math, Part 1, factoring x squared plus bx plus c. And we have a worksheet here, a skill sheet of 36 points, and then we have a note-taking guide of 2 points. Teachers, here is today's bell work, making a table, drawing a graph, interpreting the graph. So students, if you need an extra piece of paper, attach it to this classwork. And if you're doing this online, make sure to take a picture of your extra answer sheet and send that in as well. Give your students, we got a table, a graph, and interpreting the graph. Give your students 6-7 minutes to do this one. Okay, welcome back. Our solution to our bell work today would be, here's your table for this equation here. Make a table for the values shown that shows the height of the arch, 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. And here they are. And then drawing a graph. Here is your graph. It is a parabola. So draw a graph. You can sketch it in, students. You don't need an exact grid, just as long as you have your vertex here marked and 2 other points, and then your x-intercepts here. And then your explanation. The distance between the zeros is 4, so the base is 4 feet wide. That would be the explanation. Okay. Factor x squared plus bx plus c. You factored out the greatest common factor. You will factor trinomials of the form x squared plus bx plus c, so you can find the dimensions of factors. Okay, you know from multiplying binomials that x plus 3x plus 4 equals x squared plus 4 plus 3x plus 4 times 3, which equals that. You will reverse this process to factor trinomials of this form. Okay, factoring x squared plus bx plus c. X plus p, x plus q, this is what we're going to assign. P plus q equals b, p plus q, so p plus q equals b, and pq equals c, so pq equals c here. For example, here we have this trinomial, this is it factored, and then 3 plus 2 is 5, so that's your b member, and then 3 times 2 is 6, 3 times 2 would be 6. Okay, example 1, factor x squared plus 11x plus 18. Find 2 positive factors of 18 whose sum is 11, so think about that. And here we are, 18 and 1, 9 and 2, and then 6 and 3. So this seems to be the area here that will work. So factors 9 and 2 have a sum of 11. They are correct values p and q. So we put these in here for p and q. And it seems like it's going to work. 9 and 2 is 11. 9 times 2 is 18. So there it is. X squared plus 2x plus 9x plus 18. And that's your trinomial that we're after. Okay, our first guide practice, students. Pay attention so you can do your independent practice. This is yours here. We're going to do our guided practice here now. So factor the trinomial. Here are factors of 2, 2 and 1. Sum of factors would be 3. That is our b member there of the trinomial. So factors 2 and 1 have a sum of 3, so they are the correct. So x plus 2, x plus 1 will equal this trinomial here. And then we check it, and sure enough, it checks. Okay. Factoring. When factoring a trinomial, first consider the signs of p and q. Here, p and q are positive, b is positive, c is positive, so p and q either have to be both positive or both negative. Now, in this situation here, we have 2 negatives here. So b is negative, c is negative, so you could have a positive and a negative here. These two actually up here for b, they would have to be positive too. So P and Q would have to be positive as well. Then x squared plus x minus 6. B is positive, c is negative, so you have this situation here, x plus negative 2 times x plus 3. That would satisfy that. And then x squared minus 5x plus 6. B is negative, c is positive, so in that situation it would be x plus a negative 2 times x plus a negative 3. This is negative, so both p and q would have to be negative, and c would be positive, so that would work there. By observing the signs of b and c in the table, you can see that x plus p, x plus q, x squared plus bx plus c is b and c are positive when both p and q are positive. B is negative and c is positive when both p and q are negative. C is negative when p and q have different signs. The kind of like at the foundation there of factoring trinomials. Factoring when b is negative and c is positive. So b is negative and then c is positive there. So what do we do there? Because b is negative and c is positive, p and q must both be negative. So to make our situation here negative, p and q must both be negative in that situation. So factors of 8, negative 1, and then sum of factors would be negative 9. Sum here would be negative 9. That doesn't work. This works here, though. It's a negative 6. We have a negative 6 here for b, and then negative 4 times negative 2 would be positive 8. So that would be the factoring situation there. So we come up with n minus 4, n minus 2 for this trinomial up here. Okay, I got to practice factor the trinomial. Students, this is yours here. Pay attention. So yours. Factor that trinomial. Factors of 3 are, sum of factors are for our b, and factors of 3 are c. So for our c here, it'd be negative 3, negative 1. And then negative 3 and negative 1 is negative 4, is it not? So that would work there. So it would have to be these here. So x minus 3, x minus 1 would be the factoring of this trinomial here, because it works for that. And then x squared minus 4x plus 3. So that would be 8.5. 8.5 part 1, part 2, part 3 is available here, as long as everything else. Thank you very much.